Hello there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince and welcome to day 10 of the Advent Repair Challenge. It's going so quick. Hopefully you've enjoyed it so far. Let's see if we can fix anything in day 10.
Neck massager.
Here we have another massager, and what was weird is when I opened it up, everything was new. Even the power adapter here was nicely wrapped up from factory. It hasn't been turned on at all. And then I looked here and you can see why it's been returned. This here has burst out of here. But what's strange is we have these weird kind of chalky, dusty marks around the place. So you can see that goes there, and that corresponds with here. And this is particularly dirty. Which is odd. Like, why has that got so dusty? It doesn't seem to make any sense. Hold on, is the back of this? Because the back of this, I don't think there's any foam on here, is there? No, it's just black cloth. So anyway, there's nothing to fix here apart from this would need stitching up. Again, you wouldn't be able to sell something like this on. Well, you would if you declared it that it was that had been stitched up, but it's working absolutely fine. So that needs to be stitched up here, and it just needs to be cleaned. And if you have a look here, I've checked all the features, they're all working fine. So you have different speeds, turns around the other way, and you can turn the heat on and off. So a bit of a strange one there. I fully understand that it's ripped through. What I don't really understand is why it got so dusty when the rest of the box all seems very, very clean. Bit of a strange one. I was just taking it off here to get rid of the dust, and I think what's happened here is I can actually see that the foam on the inside has been snapped down. So what's happened is it's been put under extreme pressure, and this I think has popped through here because this has been bent. So maybe when it was getting packed it was folded the wrong way, or somehow in transit. I mean, the box is solid, but it looks like this has had a lot of force down because this is quite thick foam. So a lot of force has been put down on here, which has snapped the foam on this side because you can see that it's all broken here. So that needs to be up like that there. And in doing that, it's made this really taut and popped through here. Still doesn't explain the dust, but at least we know now why that popped through here. So to get this working again for personal use, you would need to put some glue on this to glue this to this, and then this just needs to be cleaned up and that just needs to be stitched together. I will do that, but I'm not going to do that on camera because it's not going to be interesting. Sorry, I keep coming back to it. I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to glue this up now. Look at the state of the inside. This here is all dust. Now, I thought the dust was on this one because it had broken through, and I thought maybe in the factory that, or wherever this has been stored, that the dust has sat on it. But look at the amount of dust here. Look down here on the cable. It's absolute. This is all just dust. I don't quite understand what's happened here because this all looks so clean. This all looks clean, but on the inside it's absolutely disgusting. I was wondering if maybe a customer had, sent back the old one, but I still don't quite get the backgrounds here because this is actually working. So yeah, I don't know how it's got so dusty, but now I'm thinking that maybe this needs to be all taken off and given a good clean. But it doesn't look dusty here. The dust seems to be just on the inside, but that's absolutely disgusting. So it's going to take quite a while to clean this up. Anyway, nothing for a fix-it video, but I just thought it was interesting. So I do glue it together, and then I get my needle and thread out and I just stitch it up to make it usable for someone. Please put down in the comment section what you think's happened here, because I just can't see how it would have got so dusty when the outside is so perfectly clean.
Another fancy fan.
Here we have a fan heater. Let's unwrap it and see what it's doing. There's no remote control with this one here, but it does look immaculate. It doesn't look dusty, doesn't look like it's had any use at all. When I plug it in and turn it on here, it's not doing anything. So it looks like it's completely dead. So let's bring it over to the mat and see what's the matter with it. Instantly, I'm thinking if it's not something simple like the fuse, I'm wondering if it's the tilt thing. These have a tilt sensor in them where if they get knocked over, that they turn themselves off. And I'm wondering if that's the case here. Behold the beauty that is the yellow mat. Now, let's start undoing some screws and see what we've got. See, there's no dust on it. So let's undo these screws and these two, and hopefully that will give us access. Actually, what am I doing? Fuse. £13 amp. Oh, fuse is blown. Ah, oh, annoying. Now, has something blown the fuse? Should we see? Well, I suppose I have to put one in. In fact, it does look maybe like it's cracked across here, or it's got some sort of scrapes on it. Thing is though, something must have blown the fuse. So do I take it apart, or do I just put the fuse? I suppose I have to just put the fuse in and see what happens when it blows. There we go. Seaman. Well, let's see if, I won't plug it in just yet. Let's see if we have some kind of abnormal short across these two. In the meg ohms, I think that's probably okay. Nothing there. Nothing there. Right, I'm going to risk plugging it in. I will do it via a little safety plug. The one that Gadget UK sent me ages ago. I haven't plugged this in a while actually. I did a repair on this, which isn't the best thing to do. Right, let's see now if I plug it in. Is it going to go bang? Is all my electricity going to go off? Here we go. I'm going to reset it now. Oh, nervous. Hold on. There we go. Oh, there we go. We're on. Now, will it fail when I turn it on here? Let's see. Oh, turn off there. That didn't sound right. That motor's not turning. I'm unplugging that. The motor's not turning. It went like that. Right. So the motor is not turning. I didn't want to leave that in longer to show you because I think it would just develop some short and blow the fuse again. So let's take it apart, and then when we take it out we might be able to see maybe something slightly fouling. It does appear to be spinning. Now I've already looked at one of these, but I don't know if it was a different colour. I don't know if I've released it yet, so I don't want to say the outcome off that. And in my opinion, the other one that I did looks so much better than this, because that just doesn't, it just doesn't look right. It makes it look cheaper. The other one was just a white one. I think white and grey. White and silver. Here we go. Right, and let's get that. Where does that one go to there? Right, so it's not the tilt switch or anything, it's this. Ah. Now, I think these motors spin like very nicely and freely. Maybe there's not a lot of strength in them though, torque-wise. Maybe it doesn't take much to stop them. And what do you see? I'm not saying this is it, but what do you see when you look in here when I spin it? To begin with, you can kind of hear it. And let me zoom in more. Can you hear that? Yeah. It's fouling against this red wire. And in fact, you can see the red wire has a bit of a mark on it. Now listen. Can you hear how it's quiet now? I think maybe, I could be completely wrong, but I reckon it doesn't take much to stop these motors. So maybe they're very efficient, but it might not take much to stop them. So let's get that out of the way, because that shouldn't be there. Has it gone through, or is it just the coating on the outside? I think that's just a coating on the outside. Yeah, that's okay. I reckon now that will be okay. Yeah, you can hear it's completely quiet now. So let's see if it's happy to spin now. I'm not going to put the back cover on, and we'll angle it that way so you'll be hopefully able to see it spin. I'm going to do it via the safety switch again. Safety plug, I mean. Obviously I'm not putting my hands near the back. Reset it. There we go. Now let's see if it comes on this time. No, turn it off. No. But then it goes then. Let's try that one more time. No. Turn off. And then it sort of spins. Let's do that here. Oh, it spins and stops. Right. You know what? Well, I don't want to give it away. Let's just say there was a problem with the motor on the other one as well. Oh, I can smell the heat, so there's definitely heat there. I can smell like burning, you know, when something's new and it burns off that initial coating. Right, I'm just going to turn it on and off a few times, hopefully drain the power in here. We've got a motor problem, I'm sure of it. It's going to be hard for me not to talk about the other ones, so apologies. The other one I had to take apart the motor. Hopefully this one I won't have to take apart the motor. I can just maybe kickstart it with my bench power supply. So it's this red and black one here, which goes to here. So if I unplug this from here, then I think we can concentrate just on the motor. Here we go. So I am going to put in, I think it was 12 volts. And what was really weird, I can really feel the heat. What was really weird is it was back to front. Red wasn't positive. Yeah. So when I put my red lead to when I put the positive to the red and the negative to the black, this wouldn't work. When I put it the other way round, it started to work. But by then I had already had this apart. So this gives me a good opportunity now. I was thinking in the video that there might be something wrong with this, but I didn't work out why it started to work. I think it was 12 volts I needed here, but I've forgotten. So I'm just going to start at 5 volts. And let's see if we can kickstart this, because there was a diode and stuff that was stopping it from working the other way round. So I'm going to just use my leads from my multimeter. I've got them unplugged from here. So I'm going to go red to red, but I'm actually going to put them on. I'll put them on the correct way and the incorrect way, and we'll see if it's going to be like the other one. Remember, I'm only at 5 volts. So this is 5 volts the correct way, and there is nothing happening and it's not drawing anything. Right, now I'm going to put them on the incorrect way. Let's see now if it starts working. Yeah, look at that. How weird is that? It's only on 5 volts. Why does it work the wrong way? Now, I reckon when we put it back on here now, I think it's just going to work. It's drawn 0.1 off an amp. Let's go on this way again. The correct way as far as the colour is concerned, but no, there's nothing there. Yeah. Right. I don't know, but the one that I fixed before has been working because I've been using that to heat up where I work. I'm going to up this just a bit. I'm going to up it to about 8 volts just to see if it's spinning nicer. Again, on incorrectly. Oh, look at that. Why doesn't it want to go now? Oh, why was it happy to work on lower voltage but not higher? Interesting. Now let's go the correct way. No. That's strange, that. Right, I'm going to go up. I think it was 12 volts. That's... Oh, do you know what it could be? Could it be the Let me up my current a bit. I'm at 9.5 volts. No, 1.3 amps should be ample. Ample. Isn't that weird? Right, I'm at 9.5. It's not working. I'm going to go all the way to 12 volts because I'm pretty sure that's what this little board was outputting. Because I went across the two prongs when it was on. Nah. So this is what it's doing. This is interesting. This is what it's doing when it's working, isn't it? It goes on, and then when I turn it off, it kind of goes off again. But look, see, it does that, and then does nothing. That's weird, but if I put it down to 5 volts, it seems to work. So now we're down to 5 volts. And it works, but you can see how weak it is. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually jam these in it, and we're going to put it on 12 volts and kickstart it. And maybe I can just get this motor freed up. I really don't want to take it apart because it's not one that you can take apart. Excellent, I've got it in. Right, okay, I'm going to start upping it now to 12 volts, and let's see if we can burn through. Oh, come on. I want to see if I can kind of burn through it. There's no room here, you see. I'm going to put these down here instead. Right, so you can see it wants to go. I wonder, has one of the little things failed in here? Right, let's put it down and see if it kickstarts. Right, so we're off now. I'm going to start ramping up. 5 volts, 6, 7, and it stops. Or it slows down. So it's faster at 5.9 than 7. So that's 7. Now 8, it stops. What's that about? Back down to 5. That's really odd. Really, really odd. I can't understand. I remember it being 12 volts before. I can't understand why it only works on 5 and not 12. That's really strange. Unfortunately, we are going to take this out, and we're going to have to look at the motor. I thought maybe I'll be kind of like able to burn through whatever it was unhappy with, but that's not the case. I just want to see if I'm putting this in like this, the wrong way on here, if it's blowing the correct way. I think it is. Right, okay, first thing first, let's see if this isn't aligned very nicely. So does it need to be bent a little bit in case it's one of those kind of Hall effect sensors which isn't picking up the rotations? So let's just see if that makes any difference. No, right, okay, let's turn that off. Let's take this out. Now the only reason I knew to go straight for that is because of the other one that I've done. And that's the beauty of working with something before. Here we go. Right, it's easier to work on now. So we can undo these two and then slide this down, and we can just work on the motor itself. Here we go. Right, so this spins here and I can kind of feel it clicking as it goes round because of the magnets. So why are you not happy? Make sure I don't get those out put them in the wrong way. So I'm just going to take a picture of how these are here. So it looks like we've got a rubber bung, O-ring, some little star washer and another O-ring. So now, plenty of grease up here. Why are you not working? So I couldn't take this out before. I had to cut all this away. Just wondering if it's somehow the grease or something interfering with it. I don't quite understand why it's not picking up the, you know, if there's Hall effect sensors here, why is it not picking up the rotations? It's very dirty. I mean, the grease on the top's not going to do anything there, is it? That's just come out from the middle. So I'm going to clean all the grease up. I really don't want to have to get involved in taking that apart again. Right, let's see now if it will work on more than 5 volts. Right, how am I going to hold it? Right, so this is 5 volts at the moment. Right, that's 5 volts. Now I'm going to go up to 8 volts. Go on, look at that. It's working. What's that about? Has it got strength? Yeah. Stop it. Will it kick off again or not? No, maybe not. So if you bring it to a stop, you have to take power off and put it back on to make it work again. Look. So stop, not going to work. Power off, power on, then it will work. Right, let's go all the way up to 12 volts because I'm pretty sure that's what the board's outputting. Here we go. Are you going to work on 12 volts? Yes, you are. So what's that about? Oh, you can really hear. That's nice now. I know I haven't got the strain of the thing on it, but that big fan spinning, I think that will easily power that. So all I've done is clean it. Was somehow the grease messing with the magnetic field? Last time I took it all apart, you see, and I wasn't sure why I fixed it. I thought maybe because I put the voltage in incorrectly or something like that, then I kick-started it. But look at that, 12 volts, nice. Let's go again. Hopefully you can see that. And off. Well, I'm going to put it back in. I think it's probably fixed. I'm wondering, I think there's another one of these in the pallet again. I'm wondering if accidentally they put too much grease in. And then because it's going down the magnets, it's causing it to fail. Honestly, I have zero idea. I don't know. But you've seen at the beginning of the video, it was only happy at 5 volts. The board's outputting 12 volts, and that's why it did that twitchy thing. Now it's working. And all I've done is clean that. All right, let's put it back together and see now, is it going to work? There we go. Lovely, and I can feel the wind blowing on my arm. Okay, so it's all back together. Let's plug it in and see what it's doing. I brought the remote control in for the other one because I'm hoping it's just a generic thing that will work. Right, is it going to go bang? On. Right, that's good. Yes, I can hear it. I can feel heat. And I can smell it as well. You know, when something's new, heaters normally burn a little bit. I've got a bit of tissue here. Let's see. There you go. And you can see it blowing there. Right, let's see if oscillate works. Actually, let's do it here. These are nice because they oscillate up and down as well as left and right. So that works. Remote control works. And let's see if temperature works. Yes. Well, there we go. So what is it about these motors that they don't seem to work? Is the grease really, because that's what I've done, I've only cleaned the grease, is the grease really going down it and then somehow mucking up the signal? Strange. And why did the fuse blow? Is it because the motor, because it wasn't moving, ended up drawing too much current? Oh, actually, maybe that was more to do with the heater element overheating because there was no wind blowing past it to maybe keep it cool. I think that's gone off probably because I've reached temperature. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. So it shuts off as well. Well, there we have it. If you could let me know what you think about the motor situation down in the comment section down below.
Summary.
So what do I think they're worth? Well, the neck massager is £30 all over the internet, so I'm doing friends and family 25% off that because obviously it is ripped, but I think many people would like it for £7.50. When it comes to the fan, I was thinking in my mind it'd be £30 or £40 because it's quite nice, but I can't find it anywhere. But I used Google Lens and it came up with this one here, and someone's selling one on eBay for £20.99. So I've put it down as £15 because I believe if it was £30 new, I think 50% off retail is a fair price for that. So total today is £22.50. I hope you enjoyed day 10. Let's see what day 11 brings.